This is one of those days where I'd really like to take this boat out here. It's going to be one of the last nice days of this year. And I pretty much have it ready to go. A little Johnson on the back. But things are pressing more. Started bringing up the firewood logs. And I got a little video of that, maybe I'll stick in here. But then we have to come up with a place to put the firewood, right? Because our barn is a pile of rubble. Well, the one we sold. And my wife designed a concept for a modular barn. And I'm kind of tempted to give it a shot real quick, but I really need another set of hands before I can do it. But we put this together rather rapidly. And she got the walls up. And we built these sections, 6-foot sections, and I'm going to set them with the backhoe. And, call this a jackhoe. Oh boy. And from that one spot I can pretty much lift these and then swing them over and set them on top of those headers, and then I'll have a place to put the firewood. So yeah, there's a lot going on. I don't know if you can hear that in the background, but we got some company out in the woods with a chainsaw on the other side of the valley. This is almost beginning to sound like Bob's house. Can you hear it? So, because I can't just waste time doing a video just for the sake of video, I need to break this down a little bit, and I'm going to skid a section of it up to the house. Maybe what I'll do is I'll come down and do a couple of cookies on this section right here. Even though it's not very big, maybe I'll do a couple there just for, oh, maybe up here. That's maybe better. But anyway, a couple cookies. We'll do some of that. But I got a lot of saws in the back of that truck. And really don't have a mission about one saw versus the other, but there's lots and lots of people who like to do comparisons. So maybe after I break this down a little bit, I can do some of that. How hard is it to get one of my saws running? So I think what I'd like to do at this point is to pull some of those old ones and let's just get some gas in them and fire them up for the first time, in some cases for a couple of weeks. In other cases, like this one right here, it's been run pretty recently. This one too. But in cases like my Homelite, well, the last time I ran that was with Bob. Same with that one right there, right? Same with this one right here. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. You know, one of the subjects I want to just touch on is, and I know this is completely out of left field, of all these saws that I want to run, they all come out of my youth, you know? These are like the saws that you wish you had but could never afford, the Jonsereds. Husky, they were kind of like, in my mind, bleeding edge technology. I mean, you compare this 61 272 blend to a steel of the era, and I know you're going to get ticked off, the 41s and stuff like that. So much lighter, just as much power, so much more sophisticated, you know? And the roots of the Husqvarna Jonsered, the Swedish saws, are back in the Jonsereds. Now, I say that, and you're saying, well, geez, what's different between like these and of the same era, something like this McCulloch, or even the Homelites? Well, first, both the McCulloch and the Homelite are horizontal layout cylinders with the exhaust at the back corner pointing down. They made good power at lower RPMs. And actually the Jonsered started with the piston port. Basically you had a vertical cylinder, the carburetor right into the cylinder itself. Most of the modern saws eventually went that route, but Jonsered was one of the early companies to do that. So here they are, the same era. That's a piston port design, and this is a piston port, this is a piston port, and the Homelite, again, case reed, where it has a reed valve into the crankcase. Okay? Completely different layout. So that Sergeant Clark doesn't question the validity, I'm just going to let the camera run. Camera's still running. No off-camera shenanigans. Let me back it up some, so I got plenty of room to work. let's get these things started. I don't know how much time I have left, so what I'm going to do is very quickly clean up around there, do a couple of cookies, and then clean up some more, and if I have camera time, do some cookies on a little bit larger diameter. Yeah, that didn't last long. Oh, I see. Yeah, I got a lot of cleanup to do right here. It restarts. That's a good running saw. Let's go right to the Jonsered 70E. See if it restarts. See, this is a good running saw to me. It cuts fast enough. Not in any races, but it always starts, it always idles, it always restarts. I have a couple of good running saws here, but this is one of the better ones. I don't know if you noticed, but junk pile saw is cutting a curve. So its chain's whooped. Come on. Yeah, this thing here is a beast. See how it restarts. This is another good running saw, the two Jonsereds, and that's why they've been with me for a while, these, the 920s. Hard to get parts for and all that, sometimes tough to come by. But if you have a nice 920, 930, They're heavy, but this falls into that category of a very good running saw for me. I really like that saw. See if it restarts. Another very good running saw. So all three of those saws, the 70E, the 920, and that 61-272, fall into that category for me. And I haven't had the 70E for as long as the other two, but it's beginning to rack up time, you know. See if it restarts. See, once this thing gets running, it runs all right, but it's always been a little finicky. I'm going to spend more time with it. Not quite the same level of the other saws in terms of that. So let me see if it's still recording. It is. So what I'm going to do is a little more cleanup work, get to some bigger wood, and then we'll do some of this again. I'm going to run that big 970 one more time so you can see the relative change in wood. You know what I'm saying? Well, I had to pack up a little early because the camera ran out of memory, so I didn't get a chance to do the second round of cooking. I think this should be a reminder on how fast plans can change. I ran out of battery, so I didn't get a chance to do my cookie cuts. And I'm running out of light, so I don't know how much time I have here. I'd like to pull that log right there, pull it up to the house, but I may have to go get the bigger tractor. Even though it's ash, it's still pretty heavy. And I thought I'd be able to pull right through there. But when I was on that, realized that hillside's a little steeper than I thought. And with a smaller tractor like this one right here, chances are that butt end just goes sliding right down the hill and I go right with it. You know, I don't want to do that. So, seeing as I got to come in pretty much in line with the stump, I've got to move this to one side or the other. You know. Alright. The old man, old saw race. Let's see if I can get it done. This one's running out of gas, so I'm going to leave it right there. That's a good thing. All of them have just a little bit of gas, not much. So, this one's running out of gas too. That last cut I didn't push all the way through. That's a nice running saw right there. Alright, Husqvarna next. This one here should approximate a modern saw.